All right. Hi guys, good afternoon. So we're going to be talking about positive and negative numbers, and I think that most of you have probably heard of these or seen these or whatever. So in a positive number, it would just be like the number 2, it's positive. And a negative number would be like negative 2. And so we're going to use this line to see how you can graph numbers on a number line to help you when you're comparing positive and negative numbers. So all of the blue over here is positive, and all of the negative over here is negative, all this red. And most of your number lines, they're not going to be color-coded. So we have to remember that. So this is like the middle, this is 0. So anything greater than 0. So I'm going to write that. Anything greater, see, I misspelled it. Greater than 0 is positive. And then over here, anything less than 0 is negative. And I just wanted to kind of talk to you about why positive and negative numbers are important before I get busy using this graph. So I want you to think about this. So what if you had, and I'm just going to draw, this would be you. You have $10. That's all the money you have. But you're at the store and you see, I don't know, you see something cool, a toy. So you're like, oh mom, I want this toy. Well, this toy is $15. And so do you have enough? No, you have $10. But you say, Mom, what if I borrow $10 from you and pay it back? And so your mom gives you, how much you need? $5. So you have 10, you need 5 more. Your mom gives you $5 to pay for this toy. But that doesn't mean now you have $15. No, now you have negative $5 because you owe your mom $5. So that's what that means. So first you had $10 and you needed to borrow money from your mom and she gave you 5. And since she gave you 5, you have to come over here because the toy costs 15. So all you had was 10, but your mom gave you 5, so you have to come over here. So that's why sometimes we get in debt, and that's what that means. Now you're in debt to your mom and you owe her $5, and maybe you'll have to do a chore or rub her feet or something like that. So let's just talk about some positive and negative numbers, and we're going to compare them today. So like if I have the positive number 14, that means I have 14 of whatever, so like $14. And then if I have the negative number 14, then I'm like, oh, I'm negative $14. So in order for me to get to 0, I have to pay $14. And then in order to get to 14, I have to pay another $14. So if we were comparing the number negative 14 and the number 14, I would just say that 14 is greater because they have more. So I know you guys are going to fly through this worksheet because it's pretty simple to see that if I have a negative number 5 and a positive number 5, well, obviously the negative is over here and it's less than 0, so positive is going to be greater. But what if I have the negative number 5 and the negative number 4? Well, they're both negative, so that negative sign isn't going to be what gives me the answer. But I can look at my number line and I can see negative 5, negative 4. Now, if these were positive over here, my thing's not sticking. If these are positive, 4 and 5, well, 5 is bigger, but look over here. Which one's closer to 0? Negative 4 is closer to 0. So that means my negative 4 is going to be greater because it's going to take me less to get to 0 if I'm at negative 4. So let's think about this. We would totally think, oh yeah, 20 is way bigger than 7. Not if it's negative, because it's going to take me 20 ticks to get to 0. Where if I'm at negative 7, it's only going to take me 7 ticks to get to 0. So whenever you're comparing negative numbers, it's a little bit more tricky than positive numbers because we automatically know that 8 is less than 9, or 10 is greater than 5. But when we're looking at negative, we have to kind of train our brain to think that, okay, which one's closest to 0? Which one's going to get me to 0 faster? Is negative 7 going to get me there faster, or negative 20? So it depends on how far away it is. So like, let's do negative 13, negative 16. Well, negative 13 is closer, so that means negative 13 is greater than 0. So I want you to just think about that as you work through this paper, and remember, think in my brain, which one is going to get me to 0 faster if I'm comparing negative numbers. I hope you have a good time in math stations today. Make sure you're on your best behavior and you're not talking and wasting your time. Have a great day.